Hi everyone, welcome to Bruhan Mumbai Municipal Corporation's Virtual Training Center, and I am Mrs. Nehal Kodambe, your English teacher from VTC. Let's begin with today's session.
Hello, my dear children. Welcome to today's session. Children, as you know, last two sessions we were enjoying a humorous play titled A Play. I hope you have enjoyed, you have watched both the parts of it. Now, this is our usual practice that dealing after any prose or poem, we are doing the activity from the workshop, and the activity is given in the language study part. Now in today's session also we are dealing with one activity which is given under the second part of a play. It is on page number 64. See what is that activity? You can see here page number 64, activity number 10. Listen carefully and write the verbs in the appropriate column. So this is the activity. You can see there are some verbs given under that table, and there are three columns in that table: main verb, auxiliary verb and modal auxiliary. Now this is what we are going to learn in today's session. Now see, in earlier standards you must have learned about main verb. What is the verb and what is the role of the main verb in a sentence. As you know, a sentence is incomplete without the verb or the main verb. So you know that we will revise what is the main verb, and we will try to know more about auxiliary verb and the modal auxiliary. So let's begin with the today's session learning with the auxiliary verb. But before auxiliary verb, we will revise main verb. So what is a verb? We will see a simple definition. A verb is a word which describes the action in a sentence. A verb is a word which describes the action in a sentence. You know, there are so many action words: to play, to jump, to dance, to sing, to cook, to read, to write. So many actions we are doing from morning to night, and all these actions are described with the verb. Okay, we will see here very simple examples. There are two simple sentences. I have brought it for you. The cat sat by the window. Very simple sentence. Very simple, because it will help you to identify the verb in that sentence. The cat sat by the window. Find out the verb. I know it will take just some few seconds for you to identify the verb from this sentence. Okay. There is one more sentence. She accepted the job offer. She accepted the job offer. Found out the verb? Let's underline them. In first sentence, this is sat, and in next one it is accepted. Okay. So they are verb because they complete the action from these sentences. The cat sat by the window. See, try to remove sat from this sentence and frame the sentence again. The cat by the window. We do not follow any meaning from this. What? What did the cat do by the window? But when you add that word sat, it completes the meaning of that sentence, right? Same with the second sentence. She the job offer. She denied, she rejected, she accepted, she was happy. So unless and until you put verb in that sentence, the meaning is not complete. So we need a verb to show the action of that sentence or to complete that sentence. Okay. So we have seen what is a verb. Let's move further. Here are some sentences. Now you have found out verbs from those last two sentences. And now see, here are some more sentences. You read these sentences and you try to find out the difference among all those sentences. We will read them one by one. There are four sentences. You are never too old to learn. You are never too old to learn. Next sentence is very small sentence. I am busy. Next one is, he will be playing football tomorrow. He will be playing football tomorrow. And the next one is, our guests have arrived. Now you will think, why Snail teacher is showing these sentences to us? My dear children, try to find out verbs from these sentences. I'll pause here for some seconds. Okay, done. So, some children among you might have underlined one from each sentence. Some may have done with two. So now check your answers with my answers. Okay. In first sentence, you are never told to learn. Now you will think, why these two? But you know, as we have learned forms of be, right? Am, is, are, was, were, do, did, does. Remember? So even they are the forms of be are also used as the verb. But what are they called? We are going to see in next moments. I am busy. Am and busy. Am forms of be. He will be playing football. And our guests have arrived. So here you can see there are more than one verb in each sentence. Now why are we using two verbs in each sentence in a single sentence, and what is their role and what are they called? Let's find out the answers of our questions. So we have seen there are main verbs and one more verb in each sentence. Okay. So apart from the main verb, there is one more verb, and those verbs are known as auxiliary verbs. Am, have, our guests have arrived. I am busy. He will be playing football tomorrow. So all these verbs apart from main verbs are known as auxiliary verbs. Now let's see what is their role and how they play important in their sentence. An auxiliary verb helps the main verb to describe the action. An auxiliary verb helps the main verb. So they are also known as helping verb because they helps the main verb to describe the action in each sentence and is also called a helping verb. What is the role of the auxiliary verb in the sentence? To help the main verb. Okay, so they have one simple term as a helping verb, and that action happened in the past or is happening in the present or will happen in the future. So it has all the three forms: present, past, future. Okay, we have seen our guests have arrived. So they have already arrived. Or he will be playing football tomorrow. Future. I am busy. Now. Present. So in every form of tense, they are playing the important part to help the main verb to describe the action in that particular tense. So this is the main role of the auxiliary verb. Now we will see some very important auxiliary verbs, and you can tally those verbs which is there in our book on page number 64 table. Okay, am, is, are, was, were, being, been, be, has, had, had, did. Now here I am not going to explain you they are from which tense. Now you are aware of that. Shall, will, should, would, may, might, must, can, could, does, do, and need. So here are some auxiliary verbs which I have displayed to you, and you know they are from which tense and how they are used in the sentences. So they are some of the auxiliary verbs. Okay. We will do some sentences. He has done the work. He has done the work. We will be there in a minute. Just read along with me. We will be there in a minute. Do you like chocolates? Do you like chocolates? Can you open the door? Can you open the door? They must get there on time. They must get there on time. See, dear children, here are some sentences. If you read them very carefully, you will learn that either they are from different tenses, some of them they are statements, some are they asking sentences, that is questions. Okay, so why am I showing these sentences to you? Read them carefully. Some are in present tense, some are in future tense, some are asking questions, some are making statements. So what are they and why am I showing this to you? Let's get the answer of this question. So again we will move to auxiliary verbs. We'll try to know more about it. An auxiliary verb, what we have read earlier, we have learned earlier. Once we will revise that. An auxiliary verb or helping verb help the main verb to denote the actions of the subject. We have seen that. Then next, they help in making compound tenses of the main verb and also help in making negative statements, questions, and passive voice. So auxiliary verbs are used in all types of sentences and all types of sentences. We can make negative statements with them. We can make statements with them. We can ask questions. We can use them in passive voice and so on. And one more thing you can remember or you should remember that it comes before main verb. Always an auxiliary verb comes before the main verb. And the next thing is that not all sentences have an auxiliary verb. It is not necessary that each and every sentence has an auxiliary verb. Okay? So not all sentences have an auxiliary verb. We will learn two forms of auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verbs are of two types. Which are they? First one, primary, and the next one is modal verb, as we have seen in that table, the third column, modal auxiliaries. Okay, so primary verbs we have already learnt about them, forms of be, do and have. I have shown you in last slide. Now what are modal auxiliaries? We will learn about them. I repeat it again. Auxiliary verbs are of two types. primary and model. So primary verbs we have learned already about them: be, do and have, forms of be, forms of do and forms of have. Now we will learn more in detail about modal auxiliary verbs. Now what are modal auxiliaries or modal verbs? To indicate that something is probable or possible or not so. With modal auxiliary verbs, we can show, we can indicate, we can state that something is probable. Probable, it is to be or not to be. It is going to happen or not going to happen. It is possible or not possible. To show this indication, we use modal auxiliary verbs. And they are auxiliary verbs that provide additional and specific meaning to the main verb of the sentence. How's that? We are going to see. They are the auxiliary verbs that provide additional and specific meaning to the main verb of the sentence. As we have seen earlier, in the definition of the auxiliary verb, they are also helping verbs. Okay. So the modal auxiliary helps main verb to provide additional and specific meaning to know more about the action in that particular sentence. One more thing, note it. Modal verbs are sometimes referred as modal auxiliary verbs because they help other verbs. Okay? In the beginning only I have already said that modal auxiliary verbs because they help other verbs. For how they help other verbs? To provide additional and specific information or meaning. Okay. So once again we will read all the things about these modal auxiliary verbs to indicate that something is probable or possible or not so. And they are auxiliary verbs that provide additional and specific meaning to the main verb of the sentence. Modal verbs are sometimes referred to as modal auxiliary verbs because they help other verbs. Always the modal and the auxiliary verbs are helping verbs to the main verb. Now here, how modal and auxiliary verbs are used. We will see some of the modal verbs and how they are used. See here, would. So would in polite form, to request to someone. For example, would you please turn on the light? Would you please turn on the light? Here see, would is a modal verb and which is the main verb? You can find it out. Would you help me carry these bags? Again two verbs. One is modal and the next one is the main verb. As I said, auxiliary verb always comes before the main verb. Would you help me carry these bags? Would is a modal and help is the main verb. Okay. In this way we will see some more modal verbs which are used for requesting someone. Could. This is also in polite manner. Could you please bring me more coffee? Could you please bring me more coffee? Could and bring. In this way you can find out the auxiliary and the main verb or modal verb and the main verb. Could I use your car today? Could I use your car today? Could and use. Polite form. Next one, will. Now how will is used? In less polite manner. Means not rudely. But how? Let's see. Will you get the door for me please? Will you get the door for me please? Will you open the door for me please? Will you make a copy of this essay for me? Will you make a copy of this essay for me? Next, again can in the same manner, less polite manner. Can I borrow your book? See, find out the difference between would and can. Would you please turn on light? Would you please turn on the light? And can I borrow your book? Got it? See, the intonation changes. Would you help me carry these bags? Would you help me carry these bags? Can you give me a hand? So here, as the word changes, the intonation changes. Okay? So in this way, modal verbs are used to request or requesting to someone. Then we will see some more modal auxiliaries, can and could. How they are used in sentence. Here can means ability. Okay. I can do this. That is, it shows the ability of a person. I can speak 4 languages. I can speak 4 languages. And how the code is used in the sentence? He could play football when he was a kid. It is in past tense. Look at the tenses. Notice the tense. When can and could is used. Ability to show what you can do presently. I can speak 4 languages. I can speak. And he could play football when he was a kid. So we are talking about his childhood days. That is in past tense. Next sentence. Possibility in present. Alcohol can cause cancer. And possibility in past. A lot of crime could be prevented. That was possibility of past. For permission granting. Can I use your book please? Informal manner. And asking permission in polite way. Now, here I am giving you a chart. Okay. After watching this video, you can pause here and you can copy this chart in your notebook and try to frame your own sentences with the help of those modal verbs. Okay. There will be a modal verb and a main verb while you frame your sentences. Okay. Just we will have a look on that. Start with can, positive, can't, negative, could, couldn't, must, mustn't, have to, don't have to. It is not haven't. Don't have to. I have to go to office. I don't have to go to office. We don't say I haven't to go to office. I don't have to go to office. Should, shouldn't, would, wouldn't, will, won't, and shall, shan't. So try to frame your own sentences with the help of those modal verbs. So you will get an exact, clear idea about using modal auxiliary verbs. We will revise what we have learned in today's session. Different types of verbs or verb forms, helping and main. We have seen that there are 2 types of verbs, main verb and helping verb. Now we are not focusing on main verb. Just look at my left side, helping verb. Again, there are 2 types of helping verbs, primary and modal. As I told you, in primary again 2 types are there, present and past. We have seen these. In present, do, does, am, is, are, have, has, and in past, did, past tense of do or does, am, is, are in present, was, were in past, have, has in present, had in past. So they are primary helping verbs. And in modal, we have seen can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, must, need, dare, ought, used to. So this is just a chart I am reading for you because I can't go in more detail. You can do one thing, that after watching this video, whenever you will do that activity on page number 64, just don't place those words or those verbs in those particular column, but try to frame your own sentence. If you cannot find, or you cannot, if you find it difficult to try to frame your own sentence, find out the sentences from the lessons we have read with these main and auxiliary verbs. So you will get more practice of reading and writing of these sentences. So once again we have come to the same slide from which we have started today's session. Listen carefully and write the verbs in the appropriate column. Now I am sure after learning rules of auxiliary and modal auxiliary verbs, now you are confident enough to place those verbs. As soon as teacher will dictate you, without thinking or without getting more confusion, you are capable enough to place those words in their particular columns. Okay. Now here, now as we are sitting at home, we are not going physically to the schools, but of course we are learning from home. Now teacher is not dictating you here. This is your role. You have to play the role of your teacher also. You can read aloud those particular verbs from your textbook on page number 64 and write it in the particular column. Okay.
That's all for today. So you will revise whatever we have learned in today's session. Please subscribe the channel and press the notification button to get the link of next video. Bye bye.